watching Keepin' It Green. I'm your host, Debbie Klughers, and today my guest is Mr. Gordian Radke. He is the founder and executive director of Renewable Energy Long Island, also known as RELI.
That's right.
And thank you very much for coming.
Oh, Debbie, it's a pleasure to be on your show.
Wonderful, thank you. And today we're going to be talking about the climate crisis that we're all very much a part of and very much a cause of what's going on in the planet today. And before we get started, you know that we like to do a little environmental tip or recycling tip. And today, of course, we're going to be talking about things that the folks at home can do to help lessen their load of, you know, carbon going into the atmosphere and using energy and doing things wisely and efficiently and all that kind of
You know, Debbie,
things.
there's so many things we can do when it comes to using energy. We usually don't think about what impacts it has. But before we get into all the bad stuff, the good news is we all use energy and we can do something about it, how we use it, how much of it we use it, and we can make choices. That's why we're calling the show Our Choice, right? So just to give you a few examples, and there are hundreds, and of course on our websites and in books and many other places you can find hundreds and hundreds of tips. But whether it's taking a day to walk to work or ride your bicycle instead of always taking the car.
Going with a friend.
Or carpooling, or whether it's putting in more energy efficient lights or making sure that you only wash your load, your washing machine when it's full.
Right. Or doing it at night, I've heard, at different times of the day.
Different times of the day, because it's much more expensive and also polluting to generate electricity during peak times when everybody has the air conditioner running. So there's so many things you can do when you take a shower. Make sure you have a low flow shower head in your shower. Try to take a 5-minute shower instead of a 10-minute shower because, use less hot water, and that means less energy, less carbon pollution going in the atmosphere. So there are hundreds and hundreds of things that we choose to do every day when it comes to energy use, and we need to choose wisely.
That's right. And also choosing the type of energy, not just choosing to lower our consumption, but choosing an alternative form of energy, and that's kind of something that you're very, very involved in today.
Absolutely. We have so many good new technologies now that we can use to generate electricity, just to pick that example. Of course, I try to practice what I preach, so I live in a home that's heated with the sun. The house makes its own electricity from solar electric panels, something that, I brought a little wafer here with me. This is a sample of a solar electric cell that can generate electricity from sunlight. It works like a charm. My LIPA bill is about $5 a month.
Wow. And
we don't live in the Stone Age. We have all the modern appliances that you would have in a typical house. But
$5 a month.
$5 a month, and I always have it on me, so I'm going to show it off.
Let's see the LIPA
because
bill.
people don't believe me when they hear that. Here's my bill. This is, I just grabbed this quickly this morning out of the folder. This is my bill from November of last year. Not exactly a super sunny month, but still, as a result of the solar electric
$5.79.
$5.79. That's what I pay in a typical month for electricity.
And your usage was 54
kilowatt hours because it is a super energy efficient home. It has all the energy efficient light bulbs, appliances, dishwasher, washing machine, etc. In it. And it really works. This stuff really works. This is not rocket science anymore.
Well, let's talk about the cost involved. How can somebody get their LIPA bill to be
The first thing you
$5 a month?
First thing you do is you make sure your home or business is as energy efficient as possible. That's your best bang for the buck.
Take advantage of there's a lot of rebates now on
there
appliances.
Are a lot of rebates,
and these bulbs are
So the simplest thing is changing out light bulbs. If you still have one of those what I call dumb bulbs, the Edison bulb in there, which is really a heater.
Right. It
most of the energy
heat,
used there generates heat and not light. You want light when you turn on the light switch. And it's a double dumb bulb when in the summer you're using air conditioning,
To
maybe.
cool.
You're wasting electricity on making heat instead of light, and then
Right.
you're wasting electricity again because you're running your air conditioner
Right.
harder to remove that heat from the house. So you put in one of these compact fluorescent light bulbs, or they come in many shapes. They can look
Sure.
like this,
Indoors,
flood.
outdoors.
They use about a quarter of the electricity at the same light
It
output.
lasts like 5 times as long.
Last 5 to 10 times as long.
Wow.
And they've gotten a lot better too in terms of light quality.
And
People didn't
price.
like them, and price. Price has come down. And now there are even LED light
haven't
bulbs that
seen
look
that.
like this.
I think I saw Christmas
The-
lights like
exactly.
that.
Christmas lights is a good, or holiday lights we say, is a good way to go. But then, of course, you can also make sure that your building envelope, your building shell is airtight,
Right.
and you don't heat the great outdoors in the winter or cool the great
Sure.
outdoors in the summer.
So people can do some caulking, maybe
Caulking,
if they
weather
can
stripping, and a lot of these
install
things.
new windows if they have
yeah, and a
the,
lot of these things you can do if you're a little bit handy. You can do on your own.
and there's rebates.
And there are rebates for a lot of
Federal,
these
local.
things. The first thing we always recommend is get a home energy audit,
Right.
which is sort of like getting a general checkup at your doctor.
Doesn't take that long.
It doesn't take long, costs a couple $100, but you can
Some places do
you can
it for
save
free though
hundreds,
too.
thousands of dollars.
There's a
Some
few
places
groups
do
on
it for
Long
free,
Island.
that's right. And you can then, of course, the energy audit itself won't help you actually save energy. You
But it
then
will
have to
teach
do the
you,
work
right.
that needs to be done.
Exactly.
And that may cost a few hundred or a few $1,000s, but you'll save so much on energy costs
Okay.
and on carbon emissions,
Right.
because we do have a climate crisis. We're cooking our planet. We're melting our glaciers. We're melting our polar ice caps,
Causing flooding,
causing
droughts.
all kinds of
kinds of-
severe weather problems, and it's directly related to how we use energy. We don't think when we turn on the light switch that we're melting a glacier in Patagonia in South
Well, I
America.
tell my kids, save a polar bear cub, turn off that light.
Right, exactly.
You just don't know.
So, we need to do something about that, whether it's through energy efficiency, whether it's through solar energy, whether it is through wind energy. We have choices we can
With
make.
geothermal. We have a lot of
Geothermal
choices.
energy. There's so many things we can do, but we need to do them.
Right. And even capturing rainwater, and to use that to water your garden, just things like that, even if you're not talking about energy per se, but, water, that's another major, could be a
Water,
problem in the future.
Waste, recycling.
Big
I
time.
just read a little factoid that said in 1 year, the aluminum cans that we didn't recycle in America, in the US, would have generated enough energy for, I think, to power, I don't know, I think it was 3 million homes for a year.
Yeah, it's amazing what we
So
waste.
think about that can, don't toss it.
I'm very
Recycle it,
big on
right?
recycling. People that watch the show know that, that I'm really trying to get a lot of
Yeah.
change going on. And, it's simple stuff, but, we just need to kind of get back to basics, that's throwaway society. We need to start
Yeah.
thinking what we're purchasing and how we're going to get rid of it when we're done.
And it makes you feel good when you do the right
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah,
When
it
you
does.
learn, you got to learn and get the latest information on this stuff and do a little research on the
Sure.
internet. But we have so many good choices we can make now,
Right.
and you got to educate yourself about it. But then once you get into it, it's really fun to do it, and it makes you feel
And
good
people
because
are
you're.
interested too.
Yeah.
If you start talking and they go, "Wait, what? What are you talking about?" And then they go, "Oh, yeah, I get.
Yeah.
I get that. I can do that."
So it's a fun field to be in. I get up in the morning and look forward to go to work, and like I said, I try to do this in my own personal life,
That's
and I
great.
found that sort of one step leads to the next step, and you can't do everything at once. Don't
Right.
be discouraged
Right.
that you can't become
Right. Small steps, and everybody taking those small steps together.
Everybody
can
taking
really
little steps
make a
one
big
after another
difference.
makes a huge difference.
I liked your picture. I don't know. We'll probably put it up in a bit, but of your car underneath a little carport that you built, and the top of it is all solar panels. I mean, so people might not think, oh, I don't have the proper roof line or the proper exposure. Oh, there it is. Look at that. That's great. I mean, that looks like a pretty simple structure. Very sturdy, and put those solar panels. And is that like
That generates all the electricity for our.
that? I was going to ask you, is that just a part of it? That's the
And
entire
that's the whole
array.
thing, and then we have solar hot
Wow.
water, solar